Công an bộ đội họ xuống hết.
Phải đi nước tí nhưng mà nó bảo nó muốn đưa con lên trên huyện không cho ở đây nữa.
Nhưng mà không đi được. Lối thì đi được này.
Bây giờ họ cứ đảo, ý là đi bộ qua thôi.
Mất đường rồi.
Mất thẳng đường này đi á.
At least 5 people have died after torrential monsoon rainfall triggered flash floods and landslides between July 15th and 18th, 2026, affecting Lai Châu and Laokai provinces in northern Vietnam. The People's Committee of Lai Chau Province declared a state of emergency as flooding destroyed homes, washed out sections of major highways, and caused significant agricultural losses. Heavy rainfall is forecast across northern mountainous and midland regions through July 19th as rescue and relief efforts continue. Ongoing heavy rainfall triggered deadly flash floods landslides between July 15th to 18th. Severe damage to road foundations and pavements on multiple national and provincial roads in Lai Chau Province disrupted transportation at dozens of locations. At least 14 homes were destroyed, 11 sustained severe damage exceeding 70%, and another 15 were partially damaged. Flooding and landslides have claimed 5 lives, left 4 people missing, and injured 7 others, most of them in Muong Than Commune. The People's Committee of Lai Chau Province has declared a state of emergency. More than 238 hectares, 588 acres, of rice and other crops were damaged across 4 northern mountainous provinces since July 15th. Floodwaters also washed away and killed livestock and poultry. National Highway 12 sustained major damage in Lai Commune after floodwaters washed out approximately 50 meters, 164 feet, of the road foundation and pavement on July 16th. By the morning of July 18th, construction crews had placed about 1,200 cubic meters, 42,400 cubic feet, of rockfill, installed a temporary culvert, and continued reinforcing the roadbed. Authorities expect temporary traffic to resume during the afternoon of July 19th. On National Highway 32 in Muong Than Commune, flooding washed away approximately 60 meters, 197 feet, of the road foundation and pavement, completely severing traffic. Project Management Unit Number 2 under Vietnam's Ministry of Construction deployed heavy equipment and transported steel gabions and large rocks to the site, with temporary access planned after floodwaters recede. Along National Highway 4H, part of Vietnam's border corridor road network, 6 landslides occurred in Muong Than Commune. Soil and rock from adjacent slopes buried sections of the highway between 25 and 50 meters, 82 and 164 feet. Cleanup operations removed the debris, allowing temporary traffic to resume by the morning of July 18th. Provincial Road DT 133 experienced 2 separate failures. In Tan Nguyen Commune, a 30-meter, 98-feet slope collapse caused extensive cracking of the roadway and created a high risk of further failure. A separate landslide blocking the road in Nam Quoy Commune was cleared, allowing traffic to resume at 9 a.m. local time on July 18th. Provincial Road DT 134 was affected by 4 landslides in Nam So and Muong Kim communes, blocking sections between 55 and 150 meters, 180 and 492 feet long. Repair crews continued working on July 18th, with temporary access expected later the same day. 6 additional landslides on DT 138 and DT 138C were also cleared, restoring traffic during the morning. In neighboring Laokai Province, the Road Maintenance Management Board reported that heavy rain triggered landslides at least 11 locations, disrupting transportation. By the morning of July 18th, authorities had reopened 8 of the affected sites, while repair work continued at the remaining 3. One section of National Highway 279, which links northeastern and northwestern Vietnam, remained impassable, with no estimate for reopening. National Highway 32 was the worst hit in Laokai Province, where 9 cut-slope failures occurred, mainly in Muong Than Commune and Ngoc Chien communes. 7 damaged locations have reopened, while heavy machinery continues repairs at the remaining 2. On National Highway 279 in Minh Luang Commune, heavy rain first deposited soil and rock across the roadway before eroding the road foundation and washing away part of the culvert embankment and downstream headwall. The highway remains closed, and traffic is being diverted around Minh Luang Commune via an alternate route. Provincial Road DT175B, which connects Muong Than Commune and Muong La, was also blocked by a landslide at kilometer 8 plus 120. Temporary repairs initially restored access, but continued rainfall triggered additional slope failures that again buried the roadway. Cleanup operations remain in progress. Preliminary assessments in Lao Cai Province indicate that landslides deposited approximately 5,980 cubic meters, 211,182 cubic feet, of soil and rock, including more than 5,600 cubic meters, 197,762 cubic feet, along national highways. Damage to transportation infrastructure has been estimated at 376 million Vietnamese dong, approximately $14,300. Road maintenance teams have deployed workers and heavy equipment, installed warning signs and reflective barriers at hazardous locations, and continue removing debris to restore traffic. Vietnam's National Center for Hydrometeorological Forecasting reported that rainfall across the northwestern region eased after peaking on July 17th, but described the reduction as a temporary lull within the ongoing monsoon event. From the night of July 18th through July 19th, moderate to heavy rainfall is forecast across northern mountainous and midland regions, with widespread totals of 50 to 100 millimeters, 2 to 4 inches, and isolated accumulations exceeding 250 millimeters, 9.8 inches. With mountain slopes already saturated after several days of rainfall, authorities warned that the threat of flash floods and landslides remains high, particularly in areas already affected by the disaster. Many residents were trapped in their homes as the fast-moving water rose rapidly. Lai Chau Provincial Police deployed more than 200 officers to the disaster zones to conduct emergency rescue operations and assist with evacuations. Authorities successfully rescued 10 individuals by midday on Friday. A family of 4 in Muong Than Commune was swept away when the raging floodwaters destroyed their home. The father was later found more than 1 kilometer away from the site of their house, stranded on a small patch of land with a broken leg. Emergency rescue teams are continuing their search for his wife and 2 children. Local police and rescue teams also successfully brought 2 residents, 33-year-old Lo Van Chai and 35-year-old Muong Than Hai, to safety. The 2 men from Chit Village had become stranded in the rising waters of the Nam Vai stream during the surge. Both were then transported to the local commune health station for medical observation and treatment. The floods also toppled power poles and damaged public infrastructure in Muong Than. In neighboring Son La Province, torrential rain on the morning of July 17th triggered widespread mudslides, dumping heavy mud and debris onto roads throughout Ngoc Chien Commune. In Son La's Ngoc Chien Commune, a landslide buried 3 homes in Dong Xuong Village. No casualties were reported as alert residents had evacuated the area before the debris struck. Photo by the Commune People's Committee. The National Center for Hydrometeorological Forecasting has issued urgent warnings that the danger is far from over. The center reported that mountainous and midland areas in northern Vietnam are expected to receive an additional 60 to 120 millimeters of rain from Friday night through Sunday. Isolated areas could see extreme accumulations exceeding 250 millimeters. Weather experts also warned that rainfall intensity could surpass 100 millimeters within a single 3-hour window, increasing the immediate threat of urban flooding, flash floods, and landslides. Rain is forecast to persist through Sunday night and into Monday morning, bringing widespread totals of 20 to 50 millimeters, with some localized areas receiving more than 100 millimeters. After days of precipitation, advanced soil moisture models indicate that areas across Lai Châu, Dien Bien, Son La, and Laokai provinces are either close to or have fully reached saturation, meaning high risks of landslides.